I am almost 20, and I will share with you my 5 biggest regrets as a teenager so you can avoid them to live a life that I didn't get to live in my teen years. My first biggest regret is lust. It started off with pixels on a screen and from a very young age, but I didn't know how to approach it because I had no one there for me. I had no outlet. I didn't know how to quit. It ruined my life, it ruined my self esteem, my confidence. It made me feel guilty and shame. It ruined my relationships. It ruined me. And I'll sum up overcoming lust as a late teenager very simply. You have to redefine what it looks like to quit or overcome lust. Sometimes we try to cold turkey and go day one, 7 days, 30 days, right? Me personally, I've dealt with it for 13 years as a 19-year-old, and all I can say is that you're more destined to fail if you're restrictive. It's like a diet or anything super restrictive that makes you focus on one thing specifically. You have to control it, you have to mitigate it. If you're doing it 7 times a week, find a way to make it six. Change your environment, change the way you look at things. You have to look at it as you know it's going to ruin your life. You will not be a family man. You won't be a father to your own kids. You'll be a weak person. You aren't the strong person physically if you cannot master the mental part. Change your environment, change the way you look at things, and surrender. Faith can help. For me personally, I didn't think it did too much, but I think having that underlying faith helps. And I don't even mean religion, I mean just understanding your own moral dilemma. Just understanding what are the consequences. Don't make excuses and be accountable. My second biggest regret is not getting to better physical shape sooner. No matter where you are, you wish you would have started a year ago from today. And I didn't start working out until I was probably 15 or 16, but I didn't know what I was doing. And subsequently, I didn't make much progress until I was probably 17 and a half, probably towards 18, where I started making serious progress and strength gains. I had a 275 bench, a 365 squat, and a 500 deadlift, but I had nothing to show for it. I didn't have muscle because I was just a piece of lard, essentially. Focus on getting quality, lean muscle, good skin, and being able to look good in the process. It helps a lot, and I don't just do this for other people, but I didn't like being bullied for my physical appearance. It hurt. I didn't like being put down because of my physical appearance. It's very simple. You sleep, you get to bed on time, you eat whole foods for the majority of times, and you train relatively hard. Do that a few times a week and do enough walking and just exercise in general, and you'll have it right there. It's not easy, but it is quite simple. Just put in the work. You'll thank me and thank yourself later for putting in the work. Number three is not taking action sooner with my schoolwork. I was a big procrastinator. Admittedly, I failed classes. It's the reason why I ended up in community college and I had to change my major 3 times. I didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't put any action or any work towards my academics. I did just enough work to get by where I would pass my classes and get C's and D's and move on to the next grade, but I didn't know what I liked because I always cheated. I copied off of other people. And I never did any extracurriculars because I thought if I was going to go to community college, I didn't need to do it anyway. Why did it matter? But I realized is that if you want to know what you want to do, you have to put in the work and see what you want to do. Work different jobs, do volunteering things, do extracurriculars, do clubs, play a sport, and take your academics seriously. If you like a certain topic, maybe you can backtrack and help other people in the same thing. Maybe you want to teach. Maybe you want to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. Maybe you want to be a therapist. Maybe you don't want to go to school. There's no harm of being a good student because it builds a system of discipline. Discipline in every facet of life can make you successful in every way, subjective or objective. Take it seriously, do your schoolwork first, and Do not neglect it. It's fine to skip maybe once in a while. Maybe it's fine to procrastinate one test, but over time, if those are your habits, you'll fall behind. You may not be behind, but you feel like you fall behind, and it creates more stress. Number 4, not getting out of my comfort zone socially. I never attended any high school event until I was 18. I never went to a football game. I never went to a basketball game. I never went to any of the dances, and I was very shy and introverted growing up. I never ever tried to make friends. I didn't try to talk to other people romantically. And not that this was a bad thing, but relationships and platonically or romantically are amazing. They are what make life life. You don't want to live a lonely life. Being alone's fine, but that feeling of loneliness is grim. It sucks. We start to overthink. I think that the more effort you can put in, even if you aren't good, the more you build repetition. Be that person that people want to talk to. Reach out. Be kind. Be nice. Just be a good person and reach out and always try to hang out with people while you can. You'll never take that time you have for granted until it's too late. You don't have much time to hang out with the people every day after school with no job or anything. You have a whole life ahead of you to worry about money. You're not going to have that time to schedule appointments every single day with your friends. When you're an adult, people are busy and they move away and do their own things. Enjoy that time while you can, because it's definitely something I regret. My last regret is not planning for the future. I had to sit there and think about it, but honestly, I didn't plan for what I was going to do. I lived every day by day just thinking that I would find my own purpose. But you create a purpose, and as I alluded to earlier, do extracurriculars, do things that maybe you do or don't like. It's about stepping out and trying things. I didn't plan for the future because I didn't create a future actively. I wanted to change, I wanted to be rich at the time, right? But I didn't take any actionable steps. I didn't do anything. I didn't plan for my future, and a future or a purpose is created. Why don't you upload social media videos? Why not just speak? Why not just do a TED Talk? Why not raise your hand in class? Why not do anything? But really think about it. Really take that time to dissect your own strengths and weaknesses as a young teenager. It's about having fun. And I don't even mean that you have to find a career that you want to be in, because sometimes the people that have engineering degrees end up in business or vice versa. You'll never know, right? But honestly, that wasn't a great one. I would just say develop a lifelong skill that you know you're going to take with you. Communication. I try not to use filler words or phrases, things like that. You'll never really hear me say those things. I'm not the best speaker, but I try my best to articulate myself in a way that feels right to me. Learn a second language. Learn how to communicate properly, communicate more, speak to yourself more, read, write, be more mindful, be more physical. I mean, anything can matter and be positive, and you would want to take that with you going forward. These are all skills that you'll bring with you in life no matter what, no matter city or environment you're placed or tasked with. You always have those skills and tangibles with you. And with that being said, thank you all for listening. These are my 5 biggest regrets, and if these resonated with you, subscribe for more.